In this video, we're going to break down the entire process for you, building your first home. Before you even start looking at homes or land, you need to understand your real budget. It includes things like your site works, upgrades you might want to add to the home, all those other smaller costs that can quickly add up if you're not prepared. I guess the takeaway from all this right now is that when you do see a sign that says build your dream home for X amount of dollars, you need to know that that X amount of dollars can and often does change. Government incentives. Giddy up. They can make a huge difference to your upfront costs. One of the most important programs to understand is the First Home Guarantee. This allows eligible first home buyers to purchase with as little as a 5% deposit. That'll save you thousands of dollars. You beauty. In WA, the First Homeowner Grant offers $10,000 for eligible buyers building or purchasing a new home. In Victoria, the First Homeowner Grant is also $10,000. That's for new homes up to the value of $750,000. There are stamp duty exemptions as well. They apply for homes under the value of $600,000, and there's concessions on homes above that up to the value of $750,000. Location. Now, there's a few things to consider when you're thinking about where you want to live. The commute. How long do you want to spend on your way to and from work every day? Or to and from wherever you've got to get to. You've got future growth to think about. What's happening in the neighbourhood? What infrastructure's going up? Is there a shopping centre being around the corner? Is there a new hospital going in down the road? Amenities. You've got to consider what's available to you near your home. Where are you going to go to the gym? Where are you going to get a coffee in the morning? What parks are nearby? Where can you walk your dog? So once you know exactly where you want to be, the land characteristics, well, they can also affect building costs. So when you're choosing your land, you look at things like the slope. Soil type is a very important thing to consider when you're building a home. If you're on sand, you've got a different strategy to if you're on clay. If you're on rock, there's another strategy again. There's so many different types of soil and there's different solutions to build on each different one. Orientation, depending on whether your block is facing north, east, south, west, that affects the way you design your home. Block size, there's plenty of different shapes, plenty of different sizes, but what block is going to suit the home that you want to build? Block size is not something to just overlook, something that when well considered can actually make a great difference to the end product. Building your first home is a pretty exciting milestone, and you want to make sure that you work with a builder who's going to deliver quality construction, transparent pricing, and reliable guidance throughout the entire journey. The cheapest does not always mean the best. In fact, probably rarely does. Research builders carefully. Do they have the capacity to deliver what you want? When you go to the display home, have a look at that kitchen. Say, wow, I like that kitchen. Is that included in the home that you're buying, or is it an upgrade? The whole point is shop around, have a look and see who's out there so that you can choose the right builder for your home. Now, they have years of experience, and Home Group, they're committed to delivering high quality homes while supporting clients at every step of the home building journey. Now, this stage is often called pre-start colour selection. It's where you choose the finishes. You see people in their pre-start meetings, they're going through showrooms, they're picking taps, they're picking tiles. During this stage, you're going to be making decisions around things like colours. There are plenty to choose from. You might not be great at making choices, but that's what your pre-start consultant is there with you throughout the entire process to help you with. On top of your colours, you've also got things like your flooring to choose from, your bench tops, your cabinetry, and then there's the tapware. That is fun. Electrical layout. Now remember, when it comes to upgrades and inclusions, an upgrade is probably going to cost a bit more money. This is that point in your building journey where the focus starts shifting from planning your home to actually building it. Never been used. For house and land packages, you got two settlements. There's the land settlement. That's where you officially own the land, and it's typically 6 to 8 weeks after your finance approval. And then there's the house settlement. Now that's once your home is built. It's usually 8 to 12 months later, depending on the design you've chosen. During construction, you're typically going to make progress payments at key stages. When you're building with Home Group, you've got access to your My Build Assistant portal, which tracks construction and progress and allows you to communicate with your building team at any point during the process. Finally, your big day is here. You get the keys to your new home. Shake of the hand.
Graham, what do you think of your new home? I love it, Stephen.
You are going to be so excited. It's like when you're watching TV and there's the before and after shot. You saw a block of land and then all of a sudden, here's your key and here is your home. Get right into it. If you're just starting to explore building your first home, the team at Home Group is here to help guide you through each step of the process and answer any questions that you might have along the way.